Like, we literally walk down, you get your skis on, you go down a little hill, and then you
Rob?
take a
Yeah.
funny
We're out of
little
executive.
lift.
When
onto-
she comes back, then a vote to close the
Police
police commission. Then we start the meeting. Do an attendance and all. Oh, do the pledge, Dennis. Dennis, don't forget the pledge. Esther called me. She wants you or Paul to do it.
Called me.
Who's,
called me
are you
yesterday. She
leading the
got
meeting?
through.
Are you the, who's leading the meeting? Dennis.
All right, so I make a motion, we leave executive session.
Second.
Well, we need Rosanna.
Rosanna.
Hey, what's up, Vince? How you doing? Nancy's here.
What's up, Vince? How are you? I'll do this.
When can I see you tomorrow?
All right.
All right. And did it? Did you sign anyone's petition? I am a notary. I know. Well, I did. I went through the list. I got like. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
How many signatures do you have? That's fantastic.
All right. Rosanna, you ready? You ready? All right, Mike? The principal's office.
I'm on.
Paul, do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
Executive session.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to close the police commission meeting and open our regular town board meeting.
Second that.
All right, second. And all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Make a motion to put Dennis in age toll.
go ahead.
Councilman Dennis Troy,
Present.
Councilman Tom Divany,
Here.
Councilman Paul Valentine,
Here.
Councilman Jerry Vitari,
Here.
Supervisor Patricia County,
Excused.
She's in detention.
All right, we'll stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Paul Valentine will do it, and Esther's.
Esther?
Go ahead.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Today has been a good day in March. It was actually a warm day. Maybe winter is almost over. So we're going to start off with the few announcements. 2021 Military Tribute Banner Program, which has been very successful here in the town, will be displayed between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Display areas include Tappan, Orangeburg Road, Spark Hill, Pearl River, and Blauvelt. If you're interested in getting a banner, email supervisor@orangetown.com for details. If you've been following in the papers and in the media in New York State, the town has to meet a commitment to have a police reform. We've had committee meetings over the last several months. The chief will give an update on where we're going.
Thank you, sir. Just to kind of give the time frame on how this is going to conclude this part of the reform and reinvention plan. By the end of this week, we're going to have a final draft plan to the town board and the town attorney to be reviewed. Shortly after they get a chance to review it, we're going to post it publicly on, is it going to be the town website? So it'll be posted on the town website. That'll give the public several days to be able to review it. The 16th, we're going to have a virtual meeting for public comments based on the final draft plan. Then, at the conclusion of that, the public can, will review the comments, any suggestions, things like that. On the 23rd, we expect to have the final plan for the regular town board meeting for the town board to review and adopt. If it gets to that point that the town board is satisfied with the plan and they're able to adopt it at that point, that would be when we would do it on the 23rd. If it's not, then we would have to, adjust the dates at that point. Okay?
I've said this at a prior meeting about the chief and OPD and the members of the committee have done a lot of work on this to get this plan in action, and it's definitely going to meet whatever the criteria is for the state. It's a job well done. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
I have a presentation for the Catholic Sisters. Are they here? No?
They may not want to come to a public meeting.
All right. Being there late? No. All right, let's do the proclamations for the Irish Cultural Heritage Month, 2021. We're honoring John McGowan, Rockland County AOH President and County Legislator. John McGowan? And we're also honoring Loretta Reedy, the Rockland County Lady AOH President. And they will be piped in here as part of Irish culture.
I don't think the sisters will show up, do you? They did last year. Yeah, but wasn't COVID back then.
That was Dermot Moore, piping. Thank you, Dermot. All right. We have in front of us John McGowan, President of the Men's AOH, and Loretta Reedy of the Ladies AOH. I'll read one of the proclamations. Both proclamations are the same. This is Irish Cultural Heritage Month in the town of Orangetown, March 21st, 21. Whereas individuals of Irish descent have played an invaluable role in the history of the U.S., New York State, and the town of Orangetown, making contributions as writers, as business owners, artists, soldiers, musicians, athletes, educators, actors, politicians, doctors, scientists, lawyers, and every other profession. And whereas Irish Americans were among the early settlers of Orangetown, bringing their skills as carpenters and farmers, and many immigrants from Ireland continue to arrive in Orangetown and make their homes in every hamlet in the town. Whereas Irish Americans have contributed to the economic growth of Orangetown and to continue to improve its economy by owning restaurants, construction firms, shops, law firms, and other businesses, serving as teachers, clergy, business owners, police officers, and in other capacities. Whereas Irish American organizations such as the Gaelic Athletic Association, the Irish Cultural Society, and the Ancient Order of Hibernians have greatly contributed to the cultural life in Orangetown and in Rockland. Whereas Irish Americans have influenced and served the town of Orangetown government as town supervisors, Teresa Kenny, town board members, several here, town employees, and land use board members and as committee volunteers. Whereas the Rockland County Fesh has since 2013 been held in the town of Orangetown, attracting thousands of visitors from throughout the metro area. Whereas the Rockland County St. Patrick's Day Parade, the second largest such parade in New York State, has been held in Pearl River since 1974 to honor and celebrate Irish heritage and culture. Now therefore be resolved, the town board declares March 2021 be the Irish Cultural Heritage Month in the town of Orangetown, signed off by Supervisor Teresa Kenny and the town clerk, Rosanna Sfraga. John and Loretta, would you come up and say a few words? John, you're a legislator. You're never at a loss for words. Come on.
I'd like to just say that the Ladies AOH is very appreciative of the honor of being here tonight, and that we do appreciate the fact that the Irish culture is being acknowledged by Orangetown. Thank you.
Thank you, Loretta.
I'd like to echo what Loretta said and thank the town for their continued support of the ancient order of Iberians, as well as the Irish community here in the town of Orangetown. Obviously, this is the second year we can't have a parade due to the ongoing health crisis, but again, the town continues to support us, and we very much appreciate your support. And we'd like to remember all those who passed away in the last year. And again, thank you everyone for your support and recognizing Irish heritage and culture at this point. Thank you.
Before you go, I have certificates of recognition. You talked about the people that passed away, and the COVID had quite an impact on the AOH in this past year. These certificates for each one of those who passed away says your purpose in life has been fulfilled as a faithful servant to the Irish American community, and we thank you for your dedication to all things Irish, given this 9th day of March 21. So give this to the families, all right? And thank you, John, and thank you, Loretta. Top two ladies AOH. We also have here legislator Vince Tyre in the back of the room, and I'd like to also recognize former ladies president Linda Sheridan and Mary O'Sullivan, who ran the Pearl River Parade for so many years, did such a great job with the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Pearl River. So thank you for coming. Okay.
That is the coming? No. Oh, they're watching. Okay. But, yeah, COVID, you're not coming.
Orangetown has been the home to the Sparkhill Dominican Sisters and also the Blauvelt Dominican Sisters with Dominican College, St. Thomas Aquinas College. They've also run the Thorpe Village, Dowling. They do such a great job here in our community, have done for many, many, many years. So the proclamation tonight is for National Catholic Sisters Week, honoring and it's 4 sisters. And in the past, they've been here, but because of COVID, they're not here tonight, but they're watching on TV. So I will recognize the 3 sisters. Sister Teresa Lynch of the Dominican Sisters of Blauvelt, Sister Molly Dower of the Dominican Sisters of Blauvelt, Sister Lois Leikweg of the Dominican Sisters of Spark Hill, and Sister Miriam Joseph Schraub of the Dominican Sisters of Spark Hill. I'll read the proclamation. The proclamation says, whereas National Catholic Sisters Week was established in 2014 as part of the National Women's History Month and to raise awareness of the vital contributions of women religious. And whereas this week provides a unique opportunity to honor and thank those women in the religious community from a variety of congregations who have served faithfully and are an integral part of the American history. Whereas women religious serve in a variety of ministries, including but not limited to education, social services, and the healthcare profession. And whereas they also serve as tireless advocates on behalf of everyone's basic human right to a quality of life that is consistent with their beliefs and social teaching rooted in the sacredness and dignity of human life. And whereas the town of Orangetown is extremely fortunate to serve as a home to the Dominican Sisters of Blauvelt and the Dominican Sisters of Spark Hill, and in Rockland County, we honor the Sisters of Life, Sisters of Christian Doctrine, Franciscan Sisters of Peace, Sisters of Charity of New York, Sisters of St. Zita, and Sisters Servants of Mary Immaculate. And whereas it is most appropriate that this week to be set aside to recognize and highlight the contributions these women have made and continue to make in our society. Now, therefore, it's I, Teresa Kenny, Supervisor of the Town of Orangetown, on behalf of the entire Town Board, take this occasion to publicly and formally proclaim March 8th to the 14th National Catholic Sisters Week in the Town of Orangetown. And I congratulate those sisters. All right, we'll start with the workshop. Item number 3, we're going to have a public hearing on a law entitled dealing with dogs. And Rob, you just want to give the basic thing. I know you're changing some of the wording in the existing resolution.
Right, we'll do it at the public hearing, but it's to change the amounts in terms of how much is being charged per day. It's, if a dog is impounded, it's $40 per day, so that's the most significant change.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable, and you're also taking out Hightor.
Correct,
And just say any entity
correct.
that impounds the dogs. All right.
Well, the public hearing is scheduled for 7:05. It's 7:25, so we open the public hearing right now.
You have a motion to open it now?
I have a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
What's ironic is through the years, I always used to say, I used to go after some of the supervisors for doing public hearings at 9:30 at night that was supposed to open at 7. So I'm guilty of my own, something I always said in the past. All right.
Okay, well, since it's open, yeah, that's, the most significant change is, as Councilman Divany indicated, the charge of, it'll be $40 for every 24-hour period that the dog is held by, or kept by, after impound. And again, that's more a reflection of the cost, and, you know, as somebody who's boarded a dog before, that's actually in line with what the cost is for that time period. And again, it's whichever entity the town contracts with, this will be applicable to. That's pretty much, those are the only changes, really.
All right. Thanks, Rob. The sign-in sheet, there's nobody that signed up for the public hearing on our dog law. Anybody want to speak? I have a motion. Motion to close, second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Paul. Moving on.
Well, number 5 and 6.
All right, the declaration of lead agency for SECRA.
I'd like to make a motion for lead agency for SECRA.
Second?
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 6, the significance for secret declaration.
Negative declaration.
It's a negative deck. It's not a big deal in this particular resolution. All right, so I have a motion. Paul?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And on page 4 is just the adoption, number 7.
Yeah.
Motion to adopt this new law.
I have a second.
Second?
Jerry?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
All right. Very quickly.
plowing through.
All right. Not much of a-
All right, number 8. All right, going back to workshop. We're going to be appointing or reappointing the Orangetown Office of Emergency Management Committee, which has done a very good job through the years here in Orangetown, you know. So I'll read those out when we actually vote on that. Number 9 is reappoint Chris Dunnigan as a member of the Architectural Review Board for a 3-year term. Number 10, reappoint Chris Dunnigan as the chairman of the Architectural Review Board for this year, 2021. Number 11, reappoint Martin Fogarty, 2021 Blue Hill Golf Course Advisory Committee for a 1-year term. 12, authorize the candle agreement. This had come up. I guess it was left out of the budget, and it was added back in. It was something we've done in the last 10 to 12 years with candle in terms of support of the Nyack Center and also South Orangetown School District and sometimes Pearl River School District. 13, highway, amend resolution number 182021, RFP for sidewalk saw cutting from always safe sidewalks to precision safe sidewalks. And that's just a name change in that the precision safe sidewalks is the New York subsidiary of Always Safe Sidewalks. Parks and Recreation, accept donation, a memorial bench, Mary and Richard McCloskey. It's going to say relax and have a seat in love and memory of Mary and Richard McCloskey. This will be put at Veterans Memorial Park. It should be noted that Mary McCloskey was a longtime employee in the tax assessment department. And both Richard and Mary McCloskey were early proponents of senior housing here when it first started coming in, going back maybe 18 years ago, somewhere in that. Just two very, very good members of our community who have passed away. 15, award a bid for athletic court crack repair. Sport Tech Acrylics Corporation from Brewster, New York, for $60,000. And then the town clerk, accept, receive, file documents in the town clerk's office, town board meeting minutes, police commission meeting minutes, special town board meeting minutes. And the second thing is license agreement for the use of the town for the Ramapo Police firing range. And then we'll get to the audit. So we'll start with.
Motion open public comment?
Oh.
I'll second that.
I'm sorry. We're opening the public portion, and the only sign-in right now is Nancy Antonucci. It's always great having Nancy here.
Good evening. My name is Nancy Antonucci, and I'm a resident of Blauvelt. I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of Reason, a civic group all of you know well. Just want to fill you in on a little information that I think you'd find interesting. Over the last few months, 9 of our residents, my granddaughter and her friend, went throughout the Reason area and trying to increase membership in our group. As of tonight, we have 181 households in the resident group, Reason 1, and we have Reason 2, and they're ready, willing, and able to help the board with anything that has to do with the Children's Center. This past week, several news agencies reported that the governor's proposed budget for 2021-22 calls for cuts to mental health services and facilities and the closure of RPC Children's Center. Yesterday, our elected officials from both sides of the aisle held a news conference and vehemently denounced any defunding or closures to our mental health facilities and programs. Many, many taxpayers support their efforts. The governor must not try to balance a budget with no regard for our children in need and their families. At present, my group Reason is concerned that if the governor's proposal is defeated, and rightly so, we're not arguing that at all, we support our legislators, he will then focus his attention on the purchase of the former children's site in order to raise money. No one has a crystal ball, but since the inception of Reason in 2004, we have focused our time and efforts to monitor developments on this piece of property, which is mostly state-owned. Since this piece of land has been on the state surplus list since 2012, I know this for a fact, I saw this myself in Senator Carlucci's office. This is entirely possible. I have several questions which pertain to this topic, and I'd like to pass along any answers that we have to reason. First of all, if this does happen, and the governor does focus his attention on the former Children's located off of Convent Road, how much input will the town and its residents have in this matter? I know a lot of these answers, but this is for all the new people in our group or the people who have just become interested. I know also that we had a paid lobbyist in Albany. Do we still have one, and how often does this person give updates to the supervisor?
Nancy, are you almost done?
Yeah, a couple sentences. I'm going too slowly?
1 minute.
All right, since things are changing so quickly in the state, I believe a weekly report would be ideal. I was told that the town controls the zoning at the former Children's site, generating plant and laundry. If Ms. Slavin is here, Reason would like to know what the zoning classification is on this property and exactly what does it mean? And can the zoning be changed, by whom, and what's the process? Thank you for your time. Reason would appreciate your answers to our questions. Thank you.
All right. That was very good. Does anybody else want to get up and speak? Anybody else? Anybody? Nope. Motion?
Close.
Close. Second?
Second.
Tom Divany? All right, so we're closing the public portion. You want to talk about Reason?
Yep.
I'll talk about it. Okay.
Yesterday, there was a press conference at Orangetown Mite's soccer complex. Councilman Valentine, myself, and Councilman Batari were there. We opposed the closing of the center. I actually worked there back in the 90s. They service children at risk, children with severe mental problems. They do help them. A lot of it's about trying to find out, proper medications for these children so they can go back into society and live fruitful lives. But you can't do that with just a day or so. They have to come in, they have to be medicated, they have to be monitored. And for Governor Cuomo to try to balance his budget on the backs of the neediest children in the Hudson Valley region is incredible. As Assemblyman Lawler pointed out yesterday, Rockland Children's Psychiatric Center is the only children's psychiatric center from the Bronx to Utica, New York. So, you're going to take these children, you're going to put them in the Bronx, and you have a lot of Orangetown, Rockland County, Sullivan, Orange County, children being serviced there during the pandemic, and you're going to ask their parents to come down to the Bronx and to go see their children, where a lot of these people don't have cars, they don't have access to transportation. It's ridiculous. As far as Cuomo trying to sell this property, the easy answer is if he wants to sell it, we want to buy it. And I think everyone on this board will agree. We'll pay what we have to pay to buy that, the Children's Psychiatric Center. As far as if the zoning, we control it. As far as the input that local residents in the town with Cuomo up there, he's a bully. He's not going to take any of our input, so we're just going to have to make him an offer he can't refuse.
You might understand that. Jerry?
He said it well.
Okay.
Just quickly. So, for the new people, as Nancy said, no, there's 2 children's psychiatric centers. Nancy started off about closing the new one, which is different than trying to control the old one, which has been closed for, 10 years or so now, at this point, maybe longer.
No, it's longer than that.
Yeah, it's better than that.
There are 2 different avenues going on at the same time. He's trying to close the new children's psychiatric center, which they built within the last 15 years, I'd say.
That's true.
And then we've been trying desperately to get first right of refusal, and we still do have the lobbyist up there in Albany. They still do talk to the town board about their efforts. We're lucky enough, we got Mike Lawler now up in the assembly to help us hopefully move this along a little bit. And as far as I know, I think it's all zoned R80, which is 2-acre zoning for residential houses. Hopefully that answers a few of your questions.
All right, thank you very much. All right,
Nance, just one little thing.
sure, go ahead, Jerry.
Yesterday, this is, I hate to use these words, but bipartisan. Both senators from the area were there, Assemblyman Mike, as well as Kenny and others, and they were all there. So it's something that nobody wants, except the governor, obviously. But, it's not a popular thing to do. So we'll do what we can with it.
And Reason, Nancy talked about Reason. Reason has played an important role in terms of overseeing what the town has done through the years. But again, I've talked about this many a time. That's why the town bought the 314 acres in the, 348 acres in the Rockland Psychiatric in the first place in order to control the destiny of that land right there. And Tom is right. In terms of anything else is going to happen there, we want to be on top of it immediately. So keep up the good work. Thank you. And thank Tom, Paul, and Jerry for being there yesterday. All right, number 8. All right, reappoint Orangetown Office of Emergency Management Committee. I'll just read out the names. It's Police Officer Michael Yanazone as the chairman, Captain James Brown, David Majeski from the Building Department, and now Fire Inspector, Jane Slavin, the head of the Building Department, James Dean, the head of the Highway, Karen Janes from the Highway, Mark Albert from Parks and Rec, Fred Sims, I don't know, Steve Harris is from South Orangetown Ambulance Corps, Marianne Patoro from Prohibited Ambulance, Robert Daly, I don't know. Steve, I'm sorry? Former chief? Yeah. Okay. Stephen Muno from the Highway Department, Chris Sheehan and Eamon Riley from the DEME, and the liaison is Councilman Diviny. All right. I have a motion? Motion by Tom Diviny.
I'll second it.
Second by Paul Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 9, reappoint Chris Dunnigan as a member of the Orangetown Akabor. All right, for a 3-year term. Motion, Jerry? Second, Paul Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Reappoint Chris Dunnigan as the chair of the Architectural and Community Board of Review.
Make that motion.
Motion by Tom Diviny. Second by Jerry Batari. All in favor? Aye. My pages. All right, reappointing, number 11, reappoint Martin Fogarty to the Blue Hill Golf Course Advisory Committee for the 1-year term for 2021. Motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. I just want to note that we did reappoint the committee at the last meeting, and somehow he was on the list that I had, but he didn't make the agenda, and I didn't notice it, so I apologize. And he should be reappointed, so I'm happy to make that motion.
Okay.
Okay.
And a second?
Second.
Second by Tom Divity. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Authorizing the candle agreement.
Move.
Moved by Tom Divity.
Yep.
Second by Jerry Batari. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Highway, amend the resolution for the sidewalk saw cutting from Always Safe Sidewalks to Precision Safe Sidewalks. The sidewalk saw cutting is cutting the corners for handicap? Or is that when the sidewalks are uneven?
Yeah. And rather, in previous years, we would remove sections of sidewalk. Now we have a company that actually grinds it down for
Grinds
us
them
and
down.
takes out the trip point.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Saves us,
Cortwood
from
Villages
$150,000 a year
done the
to
same thing.
$40,000 a year.
Saves money.
Yeah.
Jim, as usual, good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion? Paul Valentine. Second, Jerry Batari. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Accepting a donation for memorial bench for Mary and Richard McCloskey for Veterans Memorial Park. Motion by Jerry Batari. Second by Paul Valentine. All in favor? Aye. Water bid for the athletic court crack repair to Sport Tech Acrylics in Brewster, New York. Motion?
Moved.
Tom Divity. Second by Paul Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Accept and receive the final documents for the clerk's office. The motion?
Moved.
Jerry Batari, second by Tom Divity. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're doing the audit. Have a motion to do the audit. Tom?
Move to open the audit.
Move to open the audit. Jerry?
Yes, second.
Second. All in favor of opening the audit? Aye. Okay. Our Finance Director, Jeff Bensick.
Thank you, Dennis. Tonight's audit consists of one warrant for a total of $506,000. The first warrant had these items of interest. Number 3, Atlantic Salt, $104,000 for highway salt. Number 5, Dutra Excavating, $31,000 for the Spark Hill Play Station. That's bonded money. Number 6, Environmental Construction, $20,000 for emergency repair of a sewer line. Number 9, Helmkey, $41,000 for OHA snow removal. Number 11, Pearl River School District, $34,000 for the pilot payments. That's just a pass-through. Number 12, Reiner Pump Systems, $57,000 for sewer pumps. That's bonded money. And number 15, Sprague Operating Resources, $28,000 for fuel. Any questions on the audit?
Nope. Move down the audit.
Move to accept, second by Paul Valentine. All in favor? Aye. All right, we're going to enter into executive session, and we will not be coming out to vote on anything. We have personnel.
No, it's discuss proposed acquisition or sale of real property where discussion of the public might affect the value.
Okay. And tonight, for adjournments, I was going to say, amazingly enough, there are none. But I do remember one, and I didn't put it in, Patrick Desmond of Pearl River. But far better than what we've had in weeks past in terms of the number of people we're adjourning for, so. All right, thank you very much.
Need a vote? A vote on that resolution?
Moved.
Excuse me.
On the adjournment.
Oh, on the adjournment, I'm sorry.
And on the exec
Second by Jerry Batari, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.